Truck pulling is a high-horsepower show of muscle where entrants compete in modified vehicles to pull a weighted sled down a drag strip. To learn more, we got the inside track from truck modifier and competitor Heath Mulock.
It's not a race, but it is. What it is it's an event based upon a distance traveled. The individual that travels the furthest distance with a set amount of weight wins. You will see everything at a pull from vintage tractors to multi-turbocharged alcohol-burning tractors to single-engine modified vehicles, and there's even a few that are jet-powered.
Steeped in rural tradition, the truck pull events have a long history in Canada, with farmers and communities using the events to let off some steam and feed a passion for motorsport.
Pretty much everyone in the area is involved in agriculture of some form or another, and pulling has been long kind of thought as a farmer's playtime. It started years ago with horse pulling. This farmer's horse versus this farmer's horse dragging an old stone boat. So then it just naturally kind of migrated to power equipment and then eventually into pickup trucks. And if it's motorized, there's probably somewhere you can pull it.
Like many of the people involved in truck pulling, Heath's day job revolves around engines at his pickup truck performance business in Ontario. But he spends any free time modifying his own truck, the Rabid Ram.
The truck itself started out life as a 1996 Dodge 1-ton dually. When we started out, this engine was 215 horsepower from the factory. It makes just about 2,000 now. So we've done a lot of massaging along the way, increasing the ability of the pistons and rods to handle the heat and the absolute astronomical force that is put upon them. The factory engine itself would have peaked out at about 2,500 RPM. This engine screams down the track at over 55.
After a full day in the shop and some last-minute tweaks to his own truck, Heath will often head to local pulls like this one in Milton, where enthusiasts assemble to see modified machines show off their muscle.
The key to pulling is the fact that it uses a weight transfer sled. It's like a tractor trailer that sits on the track. You hook your vehicle to it. There's a weight box that transfers from the rear of the vehicle to the front of the vehicle. The faster you go, the faster the box moves. As the weight box moves forward, it puts more and more pressure on the front of the sled, so it creates more friction. So the average sled today would weigh roughly about 30,000 pounds at the line, where you're starting, but the drag force at the end of the track can be upwards of over 100,000 pounds. It can be won in a matter of fractions of an inch, because if you go 0.001 of an inch further than the guy next to you, you win.
Truck pulling events are a large part of Canadian culture, offering fans a spectacle and a show of engineering excellence. But for Heath, it's not all about winning.
I don't care about the competition side of it. I like to win, but it doesn't bother me if I don't. To be honest with you, it's the biggest rush you can ever have. We've always said that if you hook to a sled, you are hooked, because you won't want to back off of it. There is nothing like unwinding 2,000 horsepower of diesel power in front of you. Whine of that big turbocharger whistling. It's a big rush.